Welcome to Nightmare County. I'm your host, Rando M. Ghoul, and tonight, or on this video, we're going to talk about the movie that I previously told you in the last video that I was going to talk about, One Crazy Summer, from 1986, directed by Savage Steve Holland and starring John Cusack. One Crazy Summer was one of those movies I saw at a young age, around 5 or 6. Probably at a time when I probably shouldn't have seen it, but I did anyway. I'm glad I actually did. Me and my brother were being babysitted by some our cousins and friends that lived down the road, and they were at the house and we got to watch 3 movies. Those 3 movies were Little Shop of Horrors, Crocodile Dundee, and One Crazy Summer. And I'll never forget it because anytime there was a scene, and I'm talking about like Crocodile Dundee or One Crazy Summer, where there was if there ever was a girl like in a skimpy bathing suit, our babysitter would cover our eyes and tell us not to look. And I'll never forget that. Even though we'd already seen, but ours would get covered anyway. But anyways, and I'll never forget that. And I guess in a way it helped me never forget One Crazy Summer. Crocodile Dundee I never forgot, or Little Shop of Horrors I never forgot. Those are like 2 movies that I think once you see those, you see the posters for and the covers for the movies, and you just don't forget them. One Crazy Summer, on the other hand, I never remember the title to. I was too little to remember the title anyway. But I remembered so many sequences from the movie that I never forgot those sequences. And the reason why I like One Crazy Summer so much because it had such a zany sense of humor, and it also showcased animated sequences that I absolutely loved. And that's one of the things I liked about Savage Steve Holland, his flicks that he made, especially like Better Off Dead, which I'll probably talk about in a later video. He added animated sequences to his movies, and I love that. Especially when you like movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and everything, where live animation is added to live action and everything. And he did that with there are sequences that are just animated. There's no intermingle of live action and animation. But I love those animated sequences being added to, like, just randomly into the movie and everything. Well, not randomly, they're part of the plot, and I absolutely love that. But One Crazy Summer was just one of those movies that really impacted me, and I could only remember the animated sequences, something to do with lobsters, and a boat race. That is it. That's all I can remember for years and years and years. I cannot remember the name of the movie that I wanted to see again. And it wasn't until just a couple of, about a month ago, I started thinking about the scene with a movie that had lobsters and had a sailboat race in it. And luckily my dad was able to find what I was looking for. And sure enough, it was One Crazy Summer. And of course I bought it right away. And I'll show you. This is the cover for it, One Crazy Summer. And I'm glad I did. It's one of those movies I think that a lot of people would like, especially if you got a really silly sense of humor or a zany sense of humor. This movie's full of it, and it's mainly just fun. It's fun. It's a great movie to watch, especially I think nowadays for people who just want something totally different. And this movie does offer a lot of crazy things that I think they would love. Stuff they don't do anymore, and I hate that. I hate that movies have almost gotten too serious. Even comedies have a seriousness to them that they shouldn't. Not all movies need, especially comedies. And One Crazy Summer definitely fits that void of the zany humor. But if you don't like zany humor, you probably would not enjoy this movie. You might like some other aspects of the dramatic aspects of it, which there's not a whole lot, but there is. There's really not. So don't look for the dramatic aspects. Just look for if you're looking for a fun movie, then this is the movie you should watch. But I warn you, it's got a lot of corny, zany humor in it. But the movie stars John Cusack, Demi Moore, who actually sings in the movie, which if anybody never thought that Demi Moore was sung, she does. Bobcat Goldthwait, who most people I mean, most people probably nowadays, if they know Bobcat Goldthwait, it'd be for directing movies. But during the 80s, he starred in a lot of stuff, especially like the Police Academy movies and this movie as well. And Curtis Armstrong from Revenge of the Nerds series, he's known for that, but he's also known for a lot of other stuff because he starred in a lot of flicks during the 80s and especially early 90s. Joel Murray, who I knew mainly for Dahmer and Greg, for being one of the starring in Dahmer and Greg, and William Hickey, who's just in this movie, who's an old guy, but he was the he was also in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So if you've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, is the old guy who lights up near the Christmas tree. He's in this movie as well. But and he was in a bunch of stuff. But Christmas Vacation is that one movie I usually try to point out for people. You know, if that would lead them to know who he was and everything. But yeah, One Crazy Summer was just a fun movie when I saw it as a kid, and it's a fun movie now still. I found myself laughing at a lot of the scenes in it and enjoying it even after I turned it off and everything. But instead of just me telling you about how I liked it, I'll kind of go over the plot for you. I'm going to read off the plot because it'd just be easier than me trying to tell you and getting sidetracked, which I do all the time. After graduating from high school, art school hopeful Hoops McCann, John Cusack, struggles to complete his application to the Rhode Island School of Design, resigning himself to a summer of boredom. McCann agrees to go along with his best friend George Calamari, played by Joel Murray, on a family trip to Nantucket, Massachusetts. But after McCann and Calamari meet rocker and distressed Cassandra, played by Demi Moore, it suddenly looks like it's going to be one crazy summer. And if my summer was like One Crazy Summer, I would have had the best time as a kid, or a teenager, or a college kid. But nothing ever that crazy ever happened. But like I said, it's a fun movie. I think you'd enjoy it. I'm kind of just rambling on, but I promise you, seek it out or find some way to watch it. It's a fun movie. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you've never seen it, or if you do like those teen flicks from the 80s and 90s, like Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, The Sure Thing, or Revenge of the Nerds. I'll throw that in. The teenage college flicks and everything of the 80s and 90s. You would enjoy this one just as much. It's not, I wouldn't say it's completely A-list. It's still like a B+ movie, but I love it. It's one I'll probably throw on like once or every 2 months, because I just need something to make me feel good. It's one of those movies that make me feel good. But a few other things I just want to I wrote down that I want to talk about. The animated sequences are done by Bill Kopp, who also did the sequences for Better Off Dead, and worked on Eat the Cat series from during the 90s, or early 90s. The animators from this film, David Silverman and Wes Archer, would go on to direct The Simpsons and sequence to the Tracy Ullman Show. And the film was scored by Corey Lirios, a founding member of I'd say fairly popular late 70s to mid 80s group called Pablo Cruz. They were a platinum record selling soft rock act with hits like Love Will Find a Way and What You Gonna Do. And I actually know those songs, surprisingly. And I promise you, if you go on YouTube or whatever, or wherever you go to find music and look up those songs with Pablo Cruz, you've probably heard the songs quite a bit as well. He did the score for the movie, and it's a fun score. It's a lot of cool songs in the movie, especially like 80s music, which I absolutely love. But like I said, this is it's a One Crazy Summer. It's a great movie, especially if you like something or want something totally different. I hope you enjoyed this little review, or me just talking about a movie I enjoyed. The next movie I'm probably going to talk about is a kung fu flick or a martial arts flick from the probably from the 70s or 80s, probably a Shaw Brothers film. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but you'll find out. And I'll probably throw up another few more reviews as well. I want to thank you for tuning in and watching my video. If you haven't, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Nightmare County. I just want to say thank you, and don't be a stranger, and tune in.